Welcome back to SportsLine. I'm Steve Wrigley, sitting in for Steve Lehman and John Burton. Our number to call, 615-737-7767. I want to send out a big thank you to Kay. You just put us over the top. You were our fifth call tonight. We just beat Ben Hall's show from right before. It's all about the numbers. It's all about getting the W's. 5 calls tonight. Boy, that was something else. Thanks, Kay. Let's talk some more Tennessee Titans. Reasons for optimism. Reasons why you think it's just going to be the same old stuff one more time in 2016. Come on, it's almost football time in Tennessee. Actually, it is football time in Tennessee. It's not the real games yet, but we have a preseason game coming up with the San Diego Superchargers on Saturday at the stadium. Tony, on line 1. What do you want to talk about, Tony?
Yeah, thank you for being level-headed and more realistic than Steve Lehman is and some of the other newscasters. Just being more realistic about this schedule, because there's going to be a lot of injuries for these preseason and during the season, and the Titans better be prepared for that. And also, I don't even think they're a cold weather team at all. If you notice, all the northern teams are doing good, and the southern teams are getting stomped in the mud. But the Titans got to gel together, and there can't be enough plays in that playbook for all those players they got on the team. Somebody's going to be on that bench.
Right.
And, I don't know who they're going to cut, but it don't look good for those guys who's already been there sweating it out. But I just appreciate you being level-headed. I don't know about all these other teams they're coming up against, because this station has been biased. You know, you ain't let me know. Steve said you got to go game by game, but no, if you know that schedule, you should know what these teams are coming in up against the Titans basically coming up
things
against.
change, though. I mean, I wouldn't say maybe it is game to game. It's week to week. Rosters get depleted. Let's say Brock Osweiler goes down in the first game for the Houston Texans. Not saying I want that to happen, but if it does happen, you know, every team is one injury away at quarterback from having to go to a backup, and things can really get jumbled up then. So you know, the NFL is such a tough league. It's all about depth, and they do have nowhere to go but up. That's the one thing we have going for us. As far as being a cold weather team, man, I'm so glad they're not a cold weather team, because that means I don't live in a city that has a cold weather team. And I remember a funny story from a couple years back. It must have been 2000, maybe 2001, when they went up to Cleveland, and it was snowing. It was a blizzard here in Nashville. It was terrible here, and it was worse up in Cleveland. And the Titans back then had a rule amongst the offensive line, Mike Munchak's guys. You had to wear the same type sleeves and jerseys in December as you wore in October. And it was just kind of a macho man thing. And, man, they came out there in Cleveland. Eddie George ran for 175 yards. We couldn't even find our car walking out of Cleveland Stadium, because it's right there on the lake with Canada right on the other side. And the Titans won that game. And afterwards, Jeff Fisher said that the Florida guys like Javon Curse and Samari Roll from Florida State, that they were running faster to get off the field than at any time when they were on the field. So you can have the cold weather, though. That's why everybody's moving to Nashville, because the weather's so nice and the climate's good.
That's right.
Well, give me a number. Well, before you go, though, give me a number. What do you think they can do? What's the record going to be? And I don't believe Steve Lehman's got them winning the Super Bowl.
Right.
What was Steve? Was Steve have maybe 8-8?
I don't think they'll get that. I think they'll probably get 7 because they're not gelling. You know, this team is brand new, and I think Bud Adams was getting senile in his older years, and he just got rid of players, and they're not gelling. He caused a lot of confusion, and they don't gel and get these new players clicking in with the old ones. They ain't gonna go that far.
Well, I think you brought up a good point. In Bud's later years, you know, nobody was living in Nashville keeping an eye on the franchise, and I think there was the perception around the league and here in town that, you know what, they were just kind of happy to own an NFL franchise, and they'd made the move. They got the new stadium that they wanted. They a lot of relocation money, and things were going great. And a lot of people think that they were just kind of sitting back, just letting it all happen. And that doesn't seem to be the case right now.
Right, but I think when you choose to put more money in the stadium than you do this city, it's something really wrong, because there's a lot of people, it's very unhappy how the economy going, they're down in the luck, and you put that money in the stadium, you better have a winning team or you're going to get run out of town.
Oh, that's very true. I can't. I hate the way that public money gets used to finance billionaires' businesses.
Right.
I mean, what other business is that like? I really can't think of anything else to where somebody will build a guy that's got billions, $1 billion stadium like the one they're building down in Atlanta. Arthur Blank has got more money than anybody, and Atlanta taxpayers are getting jobbed. They're building the Braves a brand new stadium for the worst team in baseball, and they're building the Falcons a new stadium. And the Falcons have been a great draw for the last 6 or 7 years. But yeah, the Tennessee Titans need to put a good product on the field, win some games. That'll put some butts in the seats, and then it'll just be just a snowball effect. To go back to your cold weather team thought, it'll be a snowball effect, and we can hopefully get this thing back to where it was in 2009. Thanks for the call. I really do appreciate you calling in tonight.
Thank you.
You take care. Hey, we're going to take a break here on SportsLine. The number to call, let's get these phone numbers lined up, 737-7767. When we come back, we can also, I'd love to hear more calls because it's a call-in show, but we can hear from Mike Malarkey about his impressions after the team got under the lights last night in Nissan Stadium. I'm Steve Wrigley. Hope to talk to you on the other side. See ya.